Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Season 6, Episode 15. When all in all, when all else fails. When all in all. That's what it should be called, when all in all. But no, it's when all else fails. Now, the episode, it starts off with some foolishness. It starts off with Stevie J with the fallout from Jocelyn versus Savannah and Sade. And the thing is that Stevie, he's essentially trying to go and convince his daughters that no, of course Jocelyn, she went and she tried to do the whole proposal thing, and she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Savannah just wants to hear that her father's on her side. She says, I appreciate the fact that you actually came out and you're with us instead of with Jocelyn. Which to me sounds like there have been many a fights where he's still by Jocelyn's side while his daughter or daughters have both kind of fled the scene like, you know what, I'm not going to talk to you for the next couple of days. So right now, Stevie has to go and fake the funk and essentially convince them that, no, I'm with you. I am with you. We're here. We're compadres. We see each other. You got it. Jocelyn's cuckoo. You know, I'm not going to go and do anything with her right now. I said, I'll believe it when I see it. I get it that Savannah's upset because it's not just her. It's Bonnie, Bella, it's Eva, and it's all of them kind of mixed into this foolishness, and her father doesn't seem to know how to say no to this woman named Jocelyn. So I understand it. Now, Tammy, she goes and she meets up with the one and the only Tommy. I'm not going to lie, I kind of forgot that Tommy was on the show. It takes that fast. That's how scary it is. It takes that fast. Now, Tommy was talking to Tammy because Tammy had to get her caught up. Went to Jamaica, had a great time, even bonded. Because right now, Tommy is going and creating her, LaDawn or LaDawn branding. And that's when Tammy comes in. So Tommy wants to hear about the Jamaica trip. Tammy says it's great. And the fact that she even made up with Jessica Dime. What? Yeah. And part of the reason why that happened was because Jessica Dime went and bopped Treasure. The same woman that had the problem with all of us. Treasure. Now remember, it's kind of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So Jessica Dime and Tommy were starting to develop a nice relationship. They are definitely very similar. So Tommy said, look, I'm trying to go and be my grown woman stuff. I want to go and be above and beyond. Jessica and I were actually cool. It's just that whole Jocelyn thing and us not seeing eye to eye and some petty stuff. So yeah, we can get together. I said, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it. But Tommy also wants to try and get, Tammy wants to get Tommy and Samantha, who's Tommy's mother, together. Why? Because she understands what it is to have an estranged relationship with a mother. Because her mother was addicted to drugs. And it was to the point where, for years, she actually just had no relationship with her mom. And so she sees that Tommy has a shaky foundation because remember, this is her methodology a lot when she's talking. Again, please like, comment, subscribe. This is her methodology a lot when she's trying to explain certain things. She always goes for the foundation. Tommy has almost zero foundation. It's just crumbles, 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 crumbles. That's what her foundation is. Because it's that, whenever she has problems, she reverts back to that shaky foundation, and that's why she handles things so poorly. She has a lot of potential. I mean, think about all the things that Tommy's done, all the times that Tommy's gone in jail, this and that. She's still been able to bounce back each time. That speaks volumes, but that's not going to happen forever. It's not. You have to get together at some point. Now we see this whole montage between Jasmine and, of course, her baby, Logan, and Kirk. Why? Because Logan's getting a DNA test. Jasmine said, even though I don't feel like I should have to, even though this situation is crazy, Rod's questioning me, Logan's trying to say that he's the father, so I'm going to have to go and get this DNA test. A child shouldn't have to go through this. I said, a child shouldn't have to have a mom that goes and blackmails his quote-unquote father for money to keep it a secret that you aided in the cheating on his wife. Like, what? Excuse me? Excuse me? Because it takes two. That's the issue. It takes two. Kirk is trash, but you decide to go and money around that trash. So you're not any better. Let's be honest. Let's be completely honest. Now, Kirk is trying to convince us that, yo, and his lawyer looking at him like, a couple of things got accomplished today. Kirk went to the lawyer, and the lawyer the whole time I just look, really, dude, really, but I get, I'm on the payroll, so I guess. That's all I was getting from the lawyer. Because Kirk was trying to say, well, at the end of the day, you know, I'm dealing with some scammers. I went and slept with this girl, and because she decided, oh, now she's going to go and tell my wife unless I go and keep the seat, pay her off. And the lawyer said, oh, so how'd you pay her? Well, I had to pay it to her in cash. What am I even here for? What proof do you have? Well, she verbally acknowledged that I went and paid. She can take it back. Okay, well, what else do you got? Look, originally I didn't want to do a DNA test because doing a DNA test would, all of this would be cleared up quickly. All of this. What do you want me to do? I can't do anything else for you. Well, I'll do the DNA test with you. I just don't want to do it with her and her people because they're joining the scammers. I mean, they could change the swabs, which is true, and do all this other stuff. So I just wanted to make sure that it was on the up and up. I said you was a liar because it took you a year for this baby to be born and for you to still pay her and for her to expose you. He's like, I'm surprised. Why would she expose a good thing unless she's really a grade A scammer and she's trying to get an even bigger come up from this? Kirk agrees to take the DNA test, which is all that matters. Kirk also has divorce papers. Mind you, as far as we know, Rashida doesn't even have divorce papers drawn up. So not only has Kirk beat her to the punch regarding that phrase doesn't sound right. Not only has Kirk gotten the divorce papers before her, which means that he's essentially trying to set the terms, he essentially acknowledges, I'll give her everything. I said, you better. If you were her manager, you made money off of her, so she better keep the majority of this stuff, because she'll take care of the kids most of the time, so she just wants to come home and have sex and eat food, and, you know, take care of your kids. Ish. Now, except for 2 years of managing money or something stupid like that. I said, okay, whatever's clever, dude. Now, Rashida, she wants to have a excuse me. Whew, that hasn't happened in a while. Now, Rashida wants to have a sit down between Jessica Don, and I love Jessica Don gets there first, and I love the fact that she's with a simple look. She's in a white and black suit. She has her hair just black. I said, Jessica Don, the glow up is real. Get off the show while you can. Get off the show. I don't know. I feel like you shouldn't be on this show. Because I feel like a real glow up's coming her way, and I just don't want her to get pigeonholed in this. That's the problem with reality TV. If you don't move on and maneuver it the right way, it can pigeonhole you and whatever career you want to have. Tammy comes because she brings Tommy. Now, they go over the fact that, oh, the Jamaica trip was cool, and essentially Rashida got this nice conference room because she just wants to go and have this boardroom style meeting and come and have a kumbaya moment. Now, what ends up happening? What the heck? What ends up happening is that Tammy acknowledges the fact that Jessica Don felt a certain way because I dismissed her, and there was also some social media stuff prior to that. So that's why she was trying to figure out, okay, so is this girl just not like me? Like, what's going on? And that's why the confrontation happened at your place. And Tommy said, yeah, and to be honest with you, Jessica, even with you being cool with Jocelyn, that's not even my main issue. My main issue is I was trying to have something decent and something official, and you're supposed to be my friend. You were supposed to be cool, but then you went and decided to go and turn up at my place. I was like, and Jessica said, yes, I am sorry for that. I am, because that's not what I was trying to do. But because of the energy that I was getting, I reacted a certain way. Again, I do apologize. And the thing is, because Tammy was like, yeah, you two are very similar. So it makes sense to me why you two would turn up and have issues with each other. But we need to be grown when we just need to be established. We need to be on our mark. We need to be making money. We need to be making ducats. That's what we need to be doing. And I said, I agree. But then the foolishness happens because it takes a turn like it always does, because Tommy was talking about, yeah, because at the end of the day, regardless of what the situation is, I'm not going to go and let anyone punk me. If I feel a certain way, I feel a certain way. If you talking greasy that I'm gonna come to you and say I'm gonna check you. I'm gonna run up on you. I don't care who you are. So, Tommy, I don't know where you're going with this, but I don't think we're on the same page anymore. I get what she was saying. She was saying in a very general manner, but Jessica Dime said, you know what? Oh, so who are you talking to? Oh, wait, but you gonna run up on who? You gonna fight who? If someone's talking greasy to you, you're gonna go and do whatever it takes. You're just the type of person regardless of who it. Oh, who? Who? So then she starts talking, getting loud. Tommy gets, because Jessica Dime hops up like, oh, so you want to fight? Cool. Tommy hops up like, oh, so I guess it's over. It's over. Jessica Dime's, next time I see you, we can take this outside right now, because if you really have a problem, Tommy said, oh yeah, oh, I didn't think we had a problem. I guess we have a problem now. Yeah, we can take this outside. I said, no. These are two street people with street mentalities, and because of that, that's the first thing they think. Tommy wanted to still show her dominance by saying that, like, at the end of the day, I don't care who it is, I'm going to snuff them. Normally, Jessica probably would have been like, yeah, I agree. But because Tommy and Jessica aren't really friends, and probably the energy that she got, it was like, you know what? I don't really care to really like this woman. I don't really need to know this one. So if she's saying that, I'm going to go and react this way. And since her next response was, oh, okay, then I guess we can fight. What is wrong? That's why I said, Jessica, you just need to go. Because Jessica's saying, you know what? Aside from fighting, you need to stop trying to talk to me like I'm some kid. Why don't you go and raise the kids at home? Why don't you know what? I need to slap this woman like her mother should have. Now, Jessica, now we know the issues that Tommy has with her mom. Do you really want to go there? I really don't want to see this fight. I don't. Because I feel like Jessica's on her glow up. I feel like Tommy can just breathe and get something off the ground, then she'll be fine and stabilized. But dang it, it's that old mentality that they both have that's gonna hold them back in life. So we're gonna move on from that. Mimi has a conversation with Savannah, and Savannah has to get her caught up to speed. Mimi agrees that she's not going to tell Savannah that Stevie tried to throw her under the bus, insinuating that Savannah and Sade brought Eva over to Jocelyn's house, even though they know that Mimi doesn't want Eva around Jocelyn. Now, Sade tells 95% of the story accurately, but kind of skews a little bit. She acknowledges the fact that Jocelyn did go and try to apologize. Jocelyn is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because she came in there with an engagement ring on, a wedding band, not even an engagement ring, a wedding band. So that was off. So she sits there, then she starts immediately crying. This is Jocelyn. She starts immediately crying, which was true, because she went and she apologized. Well, she attempted to apologize, and then she backpedaled and tried to put the self on her dad. And it's like, I know that he's done some crazy stuff. I know that some of this is his overall fault, but what does it have to do with you being disrespectful to my family, to my sisters, to my brother? Like, what? Because before you even sat down, you were like, oh, what's up, hoes? Look, if they're on good terms, they probably would have cackled. This is one of those things that you nitpick at once you're not cool. Someone's like, oh, and you shouldn't be talking to someone like this anyway. Now, yes, Jocelyn was asking, oh, does she want to fight? But that was because Savannah was so upset at how Jocelyn wasn't taking full responsibility for her part and trying to shoulder some of the blame on Stevie J instead of just saying, yes, I was wrong. So we're going to, if you forgive me and want to move past it, I understand. If you don't, then I understand that as well. No, it was, yeah, I was wrong, but this dude over here. And that's why she got mad. Now, I was looking at her like, and I understand why she got mad, because there's so many levels to this. So many, like, what happened if Eva was taken into child services because of the allegation? What if they found anything? It doesn't matter if it was credible or not. What if they found at least something to be like, okay, we have to take Eva out of the house. Okay, because you fought on this day, we have to take Eva out of the house. Not fought with Eva, but let's say, oh, this happened in real life, that happened in real life, so now we're going to go. Now, it could have gone terribly wrong. So Mimi is just so happy that this beautiful, strong, 18-year-old woman had to deal with this 30-year-old woman. I said, oh my God, I forgot that Jocelyn's really young. I really forgot that Jocelyn's really young. I said, wow, this is, damn, she's only 12 years old. Stevie, that's part of the problem. That mentality isn't there yet for Jocelyn. Stevie, you need to handle that. So Mimi's excited. She's like, yeah, Savannah will always be on my side, and I'll always be the, even though I was never the mom, I guess I was the closest thing to being a stepmom, which I can see. That, now I think about that, because I was thinking about when I was watching the show. So what did that mean when Mimi's sex tape came out? I wonder how they felt about it. Now that would have been interesting for them to be on at that time. Now, the next scene is a mother's panel. That's what I'm calling it, because it had Mona, which, not Mona Scott Young, but Mona as in Tammy's mom. She was sitting next to Samantha's mother. At the head of the table, we had Karen King, or KK for short. After that, we had Mama D, and of course, the one, the only, Deb Agnew. Why? Because they have so many things in common. And Mona told her story to Samantha and said, you know what, I was an addict and I didn't have a good relationship with my kids, and what I had to do, especially with Tammy, was I sat down with her and I apologized, and I took full ownership of the hurt and the pain and everything that I caused her. And that after that happened, things changed drastically. And because she was telling Samantha, I know, for me it was full-on drugs, narcotics. For you, maybe it's alcohol. And Samantha's like, yeah, maybe, right? And the thing was, Samantha was still trying to do her thing of dodging left and right. But then she broke down because she realized, the fact that my daughter says that she loves me, but she doesn't want to have anything to do with me, that's hurtful. Of course it's hurt. That's terrible. Can you imagine, I love you, but I don't want to have anything to do with you, and you love that other person back? Dang. They might as well stab you. They might as well stab you. And Deb was like, you need to get it under control. Here's what's going to happen. Because Mama D said, I'm having a housewarming. You're invited. Deb said her family comes from addiction. Remember, 2 of Deb's kids killed themselves. I'm just saying Deb had so much going on in her family, in her life. And Deb's just like, I'm from a family from addiction. And Deb didn't do drugs herself because she saw what it did to her family members. But she thought, when she grew up, she was saying that she wanted to be, the biggest drug dealer, the biggest kingpin. Remember, Mama D was, not only was she a pimp, she was also selling drugs. So she was also raising her kids in that similar environment. Samantha, the same thing. Samantha was selling drugs as well. She had her, had her kids go and collect the money for her while she threw the drugs out of the car window. I said, oh my God, this is... And then Mona, and KK, as we know, dibbled and dabbled with a little bit of everything as far as like illegal. And then Mona, who was the substance abuser. So this is a real panel of women. Because at first I was like, where's Mama Shirlene? And I said, no, Mama Shirlene doesn't fit into this group. Now I understand why she's not in this group. I really like that. I said, dang, this is real. This is real. Dang, this show, now they come from, that's why everyone in this cast is slightly messed up. Their backgrounds are so shaky and that's not how you don't want to, I can't even imagine if I was brought up in those type of backgrounds, what type of person I'd be today. Honestly, I have no idea. No idea. No idea. That foundation's crazy. Now, Rashida's taking this trip with her kids, and she also has, I believe it's Kirk's daughter, biological daughter, but essentially it's her daughter because they've had such a great relationship. Of course, she's been with Kirk for forever. Now, here's the issue. Rashida's oldest son, he doesn't really understand the fact that he's taken all of this lightly. Clearly, he loves his father, and he loves the dynamic of having both parents in the house. Because he loves that so much, he doesn't really get that it's really hurtful to his mother that Kirk did all this stuff. He was like, he got it initially, and then his mindset was, well, can't you just get over it? That's what he was essentially saying. I said, you're 16 now. You need to learn. You need to learn today. We're not doing that. Because while this car ride was going on so much, Mama Shirley was like, look, where's the paternity test? Okay, we're not talking about that today. Okay, yeah, the kids are there. Fine. Well, what about the attorneys for potential divorce? You know, divorce? No, can't do that. No, that's kind of lame. I mean, used to having you guys together. I said, wow, that's nice that Rashida and Kirk actually made such a nice home life for their kids that they're so used to mom and dad. But reality needs to set in, because here's the thing. I can't. No, we can't condone that. We can't condone that. And then when they kept harping on it, I realized, God, Kirk is the one who set this up. I know he is. Like, let's stop playing dumb. Who else is going to do this? It's Kirk. It's Kirk. It has to be Kirk. So they get there. They get to the house, playing around, having a nice time. The kids go outside, and then they're super excited, and they want Rashida to come out. I said, Kirk's out there. He's out there. Duh, he's out there. So now she's pissed. She's pissed, but she can't go too... She can't show her emotions too much, because it's like they're still kids, so she's not going to go in on them. But she's hurt. She's very hurt that she can't just have a moment to herself away from this dude that's causing her all this stress. Mimi has a conversation with Stevie J, and Stevie J tries to go and brush off the whole Jocelyn thing, tries to go and brush off the proposal, tries to go and brush off. Here's the issue. Mimi is unable to get a restraining order unless it's proven that Jocelyn is a physical threat to Eva or something of that nature. So I said, yeah, Mimi, you're going to be out of luck for that. You're going to be out of luck for that. So Mimi has to figure out another way. Now she's probably figuring out, how am I going to make sure that Stevie understands that I'm still not playing, but we have to go another route, because she does not want that woman around her kid. She doesn't know what she's going to have to do, but she just needs to know where their relationship is, if Stevie's being honest, which he's kind of dodging questions left and right, which leads her to believe, all right, so I'm going to have to play hardball with you, and I don't want to do this. And I'm thinking, Mimi, unfortunately, at this point, I really understand and I respect your views, but I just don't realistically see how Jocelyn's never going to interact with Eva ever again, in all honesty. Unfortunately, it's not fair to her. It really isn't. So now we have to sit down by the campfire, and Mama Charlene, you know, here's the issue. Kirk was just like, you know what, Rashida, I know I've done wrong by you, but here you go. And it's divorce papers. The kids are like, divorce? No, that's not what we're doing. No, let's take this back. No, what are you doing? Don't do this here. I said, the kids shouldn't even be here. Nope. So then Kirk's daughter takes everyone else's, like, yeah, maybe we should actually go inside. We shouldn't be around this. I'm thinking, finally someone with some sense. Like, why did they all even get there in the first place? They shouldn't. So then, now it's just the three of them, and Mama Charlene's going in on Kirk, like, you know what, you trash. You're always trash. You'll always be trash. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, well, it's my voicemail up there. I'm like, my phone didn't ring. You'll always be trash. I don't understand why you're going doing this stuff to your wife. You're supposed to And Kirk just has his nonchalant, like, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. Or she is like, how am I supposed to even feel about this? You're giving me these divorce papers, and yet we didn't even talk about if you're going to stay home or not. And it's like, well, I'm giving you the option. Well, yeah, you jumped the gun, you did all this, but we're not even talking about the root of the issues and paternity tests. And, oh, great, you'll take the paternity test now, but what about... And then it's this argument between Mama Charlene and Kirk, and I'm thinking, and Kirk's upset because, like, stay out of this. Why are you going meddle? Because you're wrong. This is what happens when you're wrong. You do the wrong thing. People can go and meddle and say what they want. That's the truth of the matter. That's what actually happens. So I'm done.